What's up, guys? This is Evan at Waybacks. We're doing our second spooky season game today. This is our weekly game showcase series still going on. And this week, I thought we would do possibly one of the hardest games that has ever been made. Talking about the classic, the eternal, the everlasting, the super fun Ghosts and Goblins. Now, I remember when this game came out. Well, I say that. I remember playing this almost as far back as I can remember playing games. This came out actually a year before I was born in the arcade. But we had a copy on the NES. We played the stink out of it. It was super cool. The soundtrack is amazing. The story idea is amazing. And I'm talking, of course, about Ghosts and Goblins, made by Capcom. And this was like one of Capcom's first big breakaway hits, right? So it came out, people went nuts over it. The theme is cool. It meshes kind of like the knights in shining armor, Arthurian legend, uh, loosely wrapped around Japan's suicide forest. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about that, but it's really creepy. Like, apparently, there's not much forest in Japan. And so back in the day, all these stressed out people would unfortunately go to the forest to commit suicide. And the creator of this game was, very well aware of that. And he thought that would make kind of a spooky backdrop. And so if you're familiar with the game, if you played it before, you know it starts out in the forest. And that's essentially what it's supposed to be, right? Um, the creator was also heavily influenced by a lot of Japanese myths about demons and devils, and you see a lot of that in the game too, because not only is it ghosts and goblins, but also, you're fighting against the devil and you're fighting against all these demons. And it makes for a really fun game with an awesome soundtrack. But man, when I tell you, this game is so hard. It's unbelievable. Even today, we like I said, we had it on NES. Me and my brother, we played a lot. I It was fun, but the NES's computing power, of course, was very limited. And this game has so much going on. It was really a struggle. They couldn't do a direct, perfect port. So where my fondest memories of this series comes along was actually with the remake, or well, the sequel. It was a Ghouls and Ghosts in the arcade. And so Super Nintendo's version that I played was Super Ghosts and Goblins, or maybe it was Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But anyway, I played the mess out of that game. I don't know that I've ever, even to this day, made it past the first level. But it's such a fun game to try, and it's an excellent title for spooky season. This being October, we're getting closer to Halloween. I've got my Silver Shamrock Novelties Company shirt because I'm a John Carpenter fan. I'm in the novelties business, of course. Um, but yeah, so you start the game. You're Arthur. Your main weapon is a lance. You throw in the lance. You know, it's called a lance. But anyway, so you throw in your lance. You're in your armor. If you get hit, your armor just shatters. Like, it's about the most worthless armor ever. It shatters, and you run around in the suicide forest and not but your skinnies. So it's pretty fun. And, the creator thought that would be kind of like a funny twist to it. He liked the Monty Python movies, the Holy Grail. It's such an awesome movie. I watch it to this day. I probably watch it at least once a year. I mean, how else would you hear about the flight speed of an African swallow? But anyway, so we're gonna go out there. We're gonna give it some gameplay. I'm gonna try anyway, because like I said, this game it's brutal, and I will probably embarrass myself. But you know what? If you played it, you would probably embarrass yourself too, because this is just an insane game. I've seen some people in videos on YouTube get to the end. The dedication it must take is just unbelievable. But without further ado, let's go out to the arcade. Let's check it out. All right, guys. I can see we kind of decorated up for the spooky season. But we're gonna go and see if we can find some ghosts and goblins other than the ones floating around the arcade right now. I love coming down to Classic Row. That's really what got me into the hobby, was the older games. Of course, we got our Konami rows, our PNs. Now, Ghosts and Goblins is closer to the 90s. Well, it's mid 80s. I actually kind of forgot where it was. Where is our Ghosts and Goblins? I thought it was right here. Clearly, I must have passed it up. No? Alright. We move some things around sometimes in here, so I may have, you know what, I think I did, because it was right here where Smash TV is. So that means I probably moved him in here somewhere. Another one of our spooky skeletons just hanging out up there. We'll come down our the end of our gun games into our miscellaneous. There we go. I knew she was here somewhere. But there's our Ghosts and Goblins. Now this isn't a dedicated cabinet, but they didn't make too many dedicated cabinets, and most of them got converted. So we have it in a dynamo cabinet, which honestly, every time I saw it out in the wild as a kid, it was in a dynamo. Now, I've seen several different versions of the artwork. As you can see, this one says Tato, developed by Capcom, put out by Tato and Digital Controls. And there's, I think, 3 different art versions for this game. But this was the one I saw the most when I was young. And so that's what I did this one as. I love the control art, how it's all like these gnarled trees, and then it comes up the bezel, and then your trees spell out Ghosts and Goblins at the top as well as the bottom. So yeah, let's put on the POV camera and see how bad I can embarrass myself with this. Alright, POV camera installed. Let's give her a whirl. So you're just hanging out with your girlfriend, creepy at first. When the devil comes and steals her away, you have to go rescue her. So you've got 2 buttons. You've got a jump and a throw. And then you also have a time limit that you got to beat. And since I messed up, we're going to go ahead and try this little cheat to where you hit the tombstone 15 times, and a demon's supposed to come up and turn you into a frog. I must not have got it in time. There we go. I guess I still had to be in the armor. So now I'm a helpless little frog until I get hit again. But you only get to be hit twice. Now I'm running around in my drawers. Now sometimes you can find like little secret armor to get back, but it's really hard and kind of rare. And see, this game's just brutal. Even ducking like you're used to in most games, it doesn't do you any good. I don't know that I've ever made it past the first level. Once you get halfway through a level, you can, it's kind of a pseudo save. And when you die, you'll start back at the halfway point. But even just getting there is difficult. See, I am horrible. Everybody's horrible at this game, though, so it kind of makes up for it. We'll try one more time. And we'll just do a fresh start. Of course, the staff got jokes, hiding bats and spiders for Halloween. I messed up already. You get points for items you pick up. You can get different weapons. I know one's like a cross, one's a fire, like a torch, and I'm dead. But yeah, I kind of like the lance the best. You can't shoot up on here or down if you jump. You can only shoot forward. Now on the sequel, Ghouls and Ghosts, you can start shooting up. I think it was the Super Nintendo version. They incorporated a double jump so you could jump and then jump again. They had a really good version on PSP that I had. I think it was called Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins. It was kind of a more 3D artwork on it. So the straight up side scrolling. Of course, the demons take a few more hits. I think we're almost to the halfway point. You suck. These guys you can't really hurt because all you can do is hit their shield. Oh no, dead. This game is brutal, y'all. You see, I made it halfway. So we'll start off around the lake. What you can do with these guys is kind of avoid them. You can hit them from behind, but it's not really worth the lost time. And I should have jumped. Anyway, the super hard, but yeah, it's super fun. Ghosts and Goblins. At least I can put an initial in this time. It's better than nothing, right? Mr. E. With a score of 1100. Top score is 96. The scores on this one reset. So that's just the daily score, but it always makes you feel better when you can put in a best ranking for today. It always makes you feel better when you can put in a score. Anyway, guys, yeah. There's the Tato artwork kit on the Ghosts and Goblins running in a Dynamo cabinet for this second spooky week of October. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
We thought he was a toad.